Have you ever noticed how the most comforting explanations are often the ones that feel a little too neat, a little too clear, as if the messy reality of the world suddenly clicked into place with one simple answer? There's something deeply satisfying about hearing that a complex problem has a single cause, that a confusing situation has one obvious villain, or that everything wrong in your life can be traced back to one clear source. It feels like relief, it feels like clarity. But here's the unsettling part. That feeling, that sense of finally understanding something, might be exactly what makes the explanation false. Human beings are wired to seek patterns, to create stories, and to simplify chaos into something manageable. And this isn't a flaw in unintelligent people or a mistake made by the uneducated. It's a feature of how all our brains work. A survival mechanism that once kept us alive, but now makes us vulnerable in ways we rarely notice. The truth is, our minds are not designed to handle complexity well. When we're faced with overwhelming information, conflicting data, or situations that don't have clear answers, our brains experience something similar to pain. Cognitive load, the mental effort required to process difficult information, creates genuine discomfort, and just like physical pain, we instinctively move away from it. A simple lie, on the other hand, offers instant relief. It reduces uncertainty, provides a target for emotions like anger or fear, and gives us something to hold on to when everything else feels unstable. This is why during times of crisis, misinformation spreads faster than accurate reporting. A complicated truth requires us to sit with uncertainty, to accept that we don't fully understand what's happening yet, and to tolerate the discomfort of not knowing. A simple lie, even a destructive one, gives us the illusion of control. Psychologists call this cognitive ease, a preference our brains have for information that feels smooth and effortless to process. When something is repeated often, when it rhymes, when it's short and punchy, when it confirms what we already suspect, it feels true, regardless of whether it actually is. This is why slogans work better than essays, why myths outlive corrections, and why a catchy falsehood will always travel further than a nuanced fact. But there's another layer to this. Simple lies don't just offer clarity, they offer identity. When you accept a simple explanation for why the world is the way it is, you're not just adopting a belief, you're joining a group. You're aligning yourself with others who see the same enemy, fear the same threat, or share the same frustration. And humans are social creatures. Belonging is not optional for us. It is a fundamental psychological need, nearly as powerful as food or safety. Rejecting a simple lie often means risking isolation, being seen as naive, or losing your place in a community that has become part of your sense of self. That's why people don't abandon false beliefs when presented with facts. It's not because they're stupid, it's because the belief has become woven into their relationships, their identity, and their sense of where they stand in the world. Consider how this plays out in everyday life. A friend tells you that a certain type of person is responsible for most of the problems in your city. You might know, intellectually, that social issues are multi-causal, shaped by economics, history, policy, and human behavior across many groups. But that knowledge is abstract and hard to hold on to. The simple explanation, however, is concrete. It gives you someone to blame, a story that makes sense of your frustration, and a shared understanding with others who feel the same way. Accepting the complicated truth means sitting alone with uncertainty. Accepting the simple lie means feeling understood. The choice, when framed this way, isn't really about truth at all, it's about emotional survival. Even in areas where we pride ourselves on being rational, this tendency shows up. A health scare emerges, and within days, a simple narrative forms. It's caused by one substance, one behavior, one group's negligence. The actual science, which involves dosage, context, individual variation, and incomplete data, gets drowned out. The simple story spreads because it's easier to remember, easier to share, and easier to act on, even if acting on it is pointless or harmful. During elections, candidates who offer one-sentence solutions to multi-decade problems often outperform those who speak in paragraphs. Voters aren't foolish, they're overwhelmed. A single clear promise, even an impossible one, feels more trustworthy than a detailed plan that admits limitations. Now, you might think that intelligent, educated people are immune to this. They're not. In fact, research shows that smarter individuals are often better at rationalizing the beliefs they already hold. Intelligence gives you more tools to defend, a position to find patterns, that support your view, and to dismiss conflicting information in sophisticated ways. Education doesn't make you less vulnerable to simple lies, just makes you better at dressing them up in complex language. A person with a graduate degree can construct an elaborate argument for why a particular group is dangerous, using data, history, and theory, while someone with less formal education might just say they don't trust that group. The conclusion is the same. The lie is the same. Only the packaging differs. This is because belief is not primarily a rational process, it's an emotional and social one. We believe what makes us feel safe, what aligns with our group, and what protects our sense of identity. Reason comes afterward, building a structure around what we've already decided to accept. So if intelligence doesn't protect us, what does? Awareness, though not in the way most people think. It's not about memorizing a list of logical fallacies or learning to spot propaganda techniques, though those can help. It's about noticing the feeling that comes with a simple explanation. That sense of relief, that satisfying click of everything falling into place, that's the moment to pause. Not because the explanation is definitely wrong, but because that feeling is a signal that your brain has stopped struggling, stopped questioning, and started protecting you from discomfort. Real understanding rarely feels that smooth. It usually involves tension, contradiction, and the uncomfortable recognition that you don't have all the answers. When you notice yourself reaching for a simple explanation, especially one that makes you feel morally superior or that identifies a clear enemy, you can ask, what am I not seeing? What complexity am I ignoring because it's uncomfortable? Who benefits from me believing this? These aren't questions that lead to immediate answers, and that's the point. They slow you down. They reintroduce the discomfort that simple lies are designed to eliminate. And in that discomfort, you become a little harder to manipulate. This doesn't mean you'll never be wrong, or that you'll always see through deception. It means you'll be more aware of when you're choosing comfort over accuracy, and sometimes that awareness is enough to make you hesitate before sharing, before judging, before acting on information that feels just a little too perfect. The world is complicated. People are contradictory. Most problems don't have single causes, and most solutions don't fit in a sentence. Accepting this doesn't make life easier, but it does make you freer from those who profit from your fear, your anger, and your need to feel certain in an uncertain world. So the next time you hear an explanation that makes everything make sense, that tells you exactly who to blame and exactly what to do, pay attention to how it makes you feel. If it feels like relief, like finally understanding something that was confusing, pause. Not because you're being lied to, necessarily, but because that feeling is worth examining. Because the truth, when you find it, rarely feels that simple.